You do laundry and you fold it and not just dump it on the chair. You open a window.
That's something I don't even care, bro. I'm never doing that, bro. And I refuse. That is something. That is something I always refuse to do. I can't do that. Like, look at this. These came out the dryer not too long ago. Bing. Welcome back. Today's react. We're looking at the reality of living alone. Me personally, I don't think living alone is that hard as long as you have friends or talk to people at work. Now, if you don't have those things, you have no friends or working a remote job, I can see how that's hard, to be honest. Like, you legit have nobody to talk to at that point. You already know what to do. It's right there. I know you can read that. Follow the Twitch right here as well.
You finally get to do whatever you want, whenever you want. But then week 1 hits, and you realize that you don't actually know how to cook. You forget to buy toilet paper.
Cooking's not that hard. Like, let's be honest, bro. You can put some ground beef on the, what do you even call that? A pot? No, a pan. A skillet? What's the name of that thing? Yeah, a pan. Not knowing how to cook, it's just not a thing no more. Like, as long as you watch a little 10-20 minute long YouTube video, you should be able to cook. I don't care. Like, honestly, like, if you're saying like you can't use, no, everybody can use YouTube, bro. It's 2025, bro.
You start hearing noises in your apartment that sounds like
that will be the death of me, honestly, because even here in my own room in this house, I'll hear a random noise and I'll be scared just a little bit, but obviously I know there's nothing in here, so I'm just ignore it and go back to sleep.
a demon.
But if I'm living alone though, why is this camera like so like far? Like, what's going on, man? I'll genuinely freak out.
Crawling through your
like I'll either have to just lay in bed and just pray like it was just some random junk going on, or I'm actually just gonna, I don't even know, just
that
die.
Freedom
right?
To the late night panic spirals, to the moment you realize you'd literally pay someone to do your laundry. Moving into your own place for
it's not that hard. You just throw it in there, wait 40 minutes, go to the next thing, wait 40 minutes.
The first time is like hitting the new game button on life. You're walking into an empty apartment with nothing but a
thank you.
Suitcase, an IKEA bag, and an inflated sense of confidence. You put your keys on the counter like, this is mine now. I'm unstoppable. The vibes are immaculate. You're already planning where the couch is gonna go, even though you don't have a couch. You're sitting on the floor eating fast.
I genuinely cannot wait for this. I know it's gonna feel so nice. But like you said, like for sure after a week, it's gonna be like, dang, I low-key miss having other people in the house, but oh my god, that first week gonna be
beautiful. Food, and it feels elite. There's no furniture, no decorations, just pure delusion and optimism. You don't even mind that everything echoes. You're just pacing around your empty apartment.
That is true. There would be a mean echo in there. I feel like that would get scary at some point.
Like, damn, I really made it out. No more sharing a bathroom, no more awkward small talk with roommates, no more hearing your parents argue.
Okay, roommates is crazy. I've never had to do that.
About blue.
Well, I guess technically everybody in this house is a roommate, but you know, it's family.
Bluetooth, so. Just you alone, unbothered, king/queen/unpaid intern of your new domain. Now you're saying some dumb shit like, I think I'll read more now.
How is that the first thing that comes to his mind to say? Nobody, no, bro, I don't think not one person has ever said that. Like, what?
Definitely.
I finally moved out, so now I can read. You can read wherever you're living. It doesn't matter where you're living. You should be able to read it.
Cook every night. I'm gonna wake up early and stretch. You're lying, but you believe it, because in that moment, you're on top of the world, and nothing can ruin this high, except, you know, life. Which brings us into week 1, the honeymoon phase. This is the best week. Peak delusion. You feel unstoppable. You're walking around in a towel, eating pizza rolls for breakfast, blasting music at 2 a.m. Nobody can tell you shit, because there is no one to tell you shit. You light a candle and suddenly your apartment's like cozier. You wipe down your little counter and call it deep cleaning. You even fold your towels like they do in hotels. Badly, but it's the effort that counts. You start giving your apartment a fake personality, like, this is my tea corner. You don't even drink tea. This is my reading nook. There's no chair there. It's just the floor and a power outlet. You FaceTime your friends like, yeah, you know, I've been focusing more on my space lately. Translation, you put up one poster and moved a chair twice. You make one pot of
bruh, as y'all can see, I don't even know how to decorate anything. My house gonna look trash. I already know that. I'm gonna have to either look up some junk on Pinterest or just leave it.
Of spaghetti, and then suddenly you're a chef, you're plating it like, the presentation is good. You pour tap water into a wine glass, and then you call it elevated living. Romanticizing everything at this point. Doing the dishes is therapeutic. Taking out the trash is grounding. Sitting on the floor eating cereal, it's minimalistic. But give it a few days, that candle will burn out, the spaghetti leftovers will get sketchy, and reality will start kicking in. But for now, you're vibing. You know, it's nice. Week 1. Week 2 is where the cracks start to show. This is the, oh, I have to do everything realization. The dishes start piling up. You tell yourself, I'll do them after I eat.
I don't think that's that crazy. I mean, if it's only you cooking and it's only your dishes, I don't think the dishes could get that bad. Like, you would have to purposely look at the dishes starting to get full in your own house. You were the only one putting them there. Like, that's the only way it builds up. You'd have to legit just ignore it.
But then you eat again and again.
Happen.
And now your sink looks like a Jenga tower.
Yeah, like a person living alone, their house should never look like this. Like, that should not be possible. This is a house of like 7 people. That's the only way. Like, if you're living alone and your kitchen looks like this, you have a problem.
Or of shame. The trash, still there, overflowing.
This is insane.
You've started doing that thing where you press it down to make space, like that's a real solution. At this point, the trash bag is basically a roommate. Laundry? Yeah, no. You've been wearing the same hoodie for 5 days straight. It's developing its own personality.
Again, that's something that's not that deep. I feel like that's not that crazy. Bro, I feel like this is just people who have never tried to do anything on their own. Like, if you're moving out and you don't know how to do anything by yourself, why are you moving out? I feel like you're just rushing things. Like, if you've never done your laundry before, you've never cleaned your bathroom before, you've never cooked for yourself before, you've never, I don't even know, like, organized anything. Like, why are you moving out? Like, you're not ready for the world.
You do this
at that point.
Sniff test on socks now. They're failing. Your fridge has turned into a haunted museum. There's one shriveled lemon rolling around like a lonely
I can see how that can happen.
marble. Half a block of cheese with no purpose. A container with something that's either sauce or a science experiment. And the cucumber that you bought, yeah, no, it died a slow, honorable death. You realize that you have to actually plan your own meals. No one is just gonna magically make dinner anymore. So now you're standing there in the kitchen at 7 p.m. like, what can I make with rice, mustard, and string cheese? The answer is nothing. So you go to bed hungry, peasant. That high from week 1 wears off fast, and you're no longer the confident, independent adult that you thought you were. At week 3, you've reached rock bottom. This is it. This is the crash. The illusion of freedom has fully shattered, and now you're just alone. Not in a peaceful, I love my space way. More like a, if I disappeared right now.
I feel like this is only for, like, if you were, like, to move away from, like, everything. Like, if you're in the same state that you were living in before you moved out to live on your own, like, this should not be something that you're really feeling.
Anyone even notice before rent's due kind of way. You wake up at 2 p.m., scroll on your phone for an hour, and then just stare at the ceiling. That same ceiling fan that you've been looking at for days. You're not even sad. You're just blank. You haven't seen
maybe that makes
another
sense,
human being in 3 days. The only voice you've heard is from the DoorDash app. You start craving interaction. Not even meaningful conversation, just like someone saying, hey, even if it's a scam call, even if it's a...
Bro, work exists. Do you just move out and then you do nothing for like your bills just get paid? Like, what is this guy talking about? You're gonna interact with people still.
Jehovah's Witness. At this point, you'd invite them in for coffee. Your hygiene, non-existent. You don't even know what day it is.
He must be talking from personal experience because he's a YouTuber. Maybe he's just filming YouTube videos and then going nowhere.
There's a towel on the floor. Or you've convinced yourself it's clean because it smells like nothing. Your apartment feels gross, not just messy, emotionally gross. It's not a home right now. It's a holding cell for your existential dread. You're eating meals that can barely be called meals, ketchup on bread.
Hey, ramen noodles will always slap no matter what. I don't care what no one says, bro.
Dry.
I don't even call that a struggle meal no more. That's just like, I don't know, bro.
Cereal. You pour water in the pasta.
It's old reliable.
The pot and then just kind of stare at it like, is this really my life? This is the week where you question everything. Do I actually want to live alone? Did I peak in high school? Is this just it? You go to sleep at 5 a.m. not because you're busy, but because your sleep schedule is on a chokehold. You wake up hating sunlight. You avoid mirrors. You rewatch the same YouTube video 5 times because you didn't even have the energy to find a new one. This is not living alone. This is being stranded on an island with Wi-Fi and no will to use it. You don't even cry. You just sit like a background NPC waiting for a main character to walk in and fix it all.
I don't know. I would have to see it, like, I would have to experience this to even really know to speak on it. I feel like I wouldn't react like this.
Week 4 is the turning point. This is when rock bottom gets boring. You wake up every day, bed unmade, dishes crusted, empty fast food bag on your chest, and for some reason, you're just done. You don't even plan it. There's no motivational playlist. You just stand up, look around, and go, okay, this is disgusting. I live in filth. I am filth. And something flips. You put music on, loud. Not sad music, not vibey lo-fi. We're talking angry, cleaning energy. You start scrubbing like you're trying to erase the past past 3 weeks. You light every candle you own. You Lysol the air like it's toxic. You finally take out the trash, and the weight you feel lifting it from your soul is spiritual. You mop floors for the first time and think,
bro, this I can't even speak. Holy, this just sounds like a lazy person who's never done anything for themselves moving out. Like, I don't understand. I feel like I wouldn't do this. Like, what do you mean you're taking your trash out for the first time in the 3rd week? That doesn't make sense. You're doing the dish. Like, how do you have 3 weeks worth of dishes and you're living alone? That doesn't make sense, bro.
damn, is this what being a woman in a Swiffer commercial feels like? Then the momentum kicks in. You throw out expired food, you do laundry and you fold it and not just dump it on the chair. You open
Okay,
a
that's something I don't even care, bro. I'm never doing that, bro. And I refuse. That is something that is something I always refuse to do. I can't do that. Like, look at this. These came out the dryer not too long ago. It is not wrapped around this bed. I don't care. I'm not doing that. Obviously, my veg. I'm gonna put it on the bed, but like I'm saying, like I keep looking at this screen. There's no chat. There's nobody I'm talking to. I don't know why I keep doing that. I might just turn off the screen, but I have to leave it up to know if I switch the screen to the correct thing. But whatever. What was I talking about? Oh, yeah, folding clothes. I can't do that. I can't. That's just too much. It's too much work, man.
No, the sunlight hits your face like a baptism. You shower, you brush your teeth and floss. Unironically, you put on a real outfit even though you're not going anywhere. Because it's not about where you're going, it's about who you're becoming. You even eat a real meal, like with protein and a vegetable. Sure, it's just a rotisserie chicken and microwave broccoli, but still
that's still good though. A rotisserie chicken is like what, like $5-6? I keep looking over here. There's nothing to, like there's nobody here. I don't know what I'm looking over here. I'm just looking at myself. What are they talking about? Yo, my memory is so bad. Holy. What, rotisserie? Yeah, rotisserie chicken is not bad. That's not bad eats. It's like $6. You get a whole chicken. If you separate that and use it as like a prep meal, that's like what, like three, maybe 4 days worth of food if you just put some rice on the side with it. If you're only eating one meal a day or so, like if you're going to work, you're eating something there and then you come home and eat. That's like 3-4 days worth of food at least, depending on how much food you can eat. I don't know. But yeah, that's perfectly fine. There's nothing wrong with that.
That's growth, and suddenly you feel okay. Not amazing, not fixed, but okay. The space feels lighter, you start thinking again, you're planning again. You're remembering that this is your place, not a prison, not a mess, it's a blank canvas. And for the first time in weeks, you realize you're gonna be all right. Week 5 is the adjustment phase. This week hits different. You're not spiraling, you're not pretending everything's perfect.
Where's the strings on this?
Week 5 is the adjustment phase. This week,
there's no strings. There's no harness that he's wearing. How is this filmed?
Growth. You've even started eating breakfast again. Not like a good one, but a consistent one. You know, toast, yogurt, banana maybe. You feel like a suburban dad.
That's perfectly fine for breakfast. What does breakfast has to be? You gotta have little waffles, eggs, and toast? No, waffles, eggs, and bacon. I mean, every single morning? That's, bro.
Who has his life together and owns a shed. You start putting things where they go without thinking. Keys in the tray, shoes by the door. You're no longer living in a temporary tornado. Your spaces finally function like a space, not a storage unit. Groceries. You're shopping smarter. Less frozen garbage, more real human food.
Okay. Yeah, in this sense, I would understand it. Like, you probably, I'm not gonna say splurge, but like you would probably overbuy the amount of food you need to get. So over time, you'd realize, oh, I don't need to get this. I don't need to get this. So this part I understand.
You start building your little rotation of meals. Eggs, chicken, rice, pasta, repeat. You've mastered the concept of seasoning, kind of. You're also budgeting a bit now. You still cry when rent hits, but you've accepted
that's what I was saying. Yeah, like,
you're not overdrafting every week, and that's what we call financial maturity. And socially, you're texting people back, you're making plans, even if it's just come over and sit on the floor while we eat frozen dumplings and talk about nothing. That's
other people still exist. Like, you're not trapped in the apartment for the first 2 weeks of living alone. As long as you still live in the same area you used to, there should be no reason that you don't have social interactions.
Progress.
I don't understand.
There's less dread when you wake up. Your apartment feels like a home now, not in a corny way, in a I don't want to burn this place down anymore kind of way. You're not crushing adulthood, but you're no longer getting crushed by it. And that shift, that's the whole game. Now, week 6 and beyond is the flow state. This is where it all starts to click. Living alone doesn't feel like a challenge anymore. It just feels normal. You've got routines now. You clean before it gets bad.
Okay.
You do your laundry. Grocery shopping is efficient. You've accepted that bills exist. You're even sleeping better. And emotionally, you're steady. You're not chasing a high, but you're not crashing every week. You've built a life. Not a perfect one, but a one that fits you. And yeah, maybe you still don't know how to do taxes, but you figured it out. And that's more
I still don't know how to do that, John. Oh my god. Yeah, that's something I'm gonna have to know before I even do all that.
Than most people ever do. But yeah, that's the different stages of living alone. If you guys enjoyed this video, please be sure to leave a like, and if you didn't, leave a
You heard the man. If you enjoyed this video, leave a like, a comment, subscribe. If you agree with my takes or not, I don't know. If you're listening to this part of the video right now, type in the comments Rockstar, and I don't know if you watched the whole video.